everybody, Erin here, and today I want to talk about the state of, I guess, my YouTube channel. I don't really want to talk about the state of YouTube overall because there's some issues going on there, but the view from my chair of how things are going on YouTube and Booktube. So, some videos that I've seen recently, there's a lot of topics on Booktube right now that are interesting to chat about. One is the YouTube monetization, which I think I'm going to save for a whole other video because I'm going to do some small booktuber shoutouts. And that situation, you don't need me to talk about it. There's a lot of people out there with opinions. There's some great opinions that are just better than I could ever word them. So I think you formed your own opinion by this time. But I want to talk about a video I saw recently, and this is a conversation that kind of happens repeatedly on Booktube, and that is, are we shallow? Does Booktube promote this, I need the new books, I need the newest books, the most recent releases, I need new books, I don't want to do used books or library books, why we're more likely to watch book hauls than book reviews. So first off, I just want to say that there are a lot of channels out there that do used book hauls. There's a lot of channels out there that do library book hauls. Krista at Books and Gems pretty much does exclusively library book hauls and used book sale, like used books. I don't believe she does a lot of, going to the bookstore and ordering books, or going to the bookstore and buying books, or ordering books online. I don't even know I think she's done some book outlet hauls, but they're, it's still a less expensive way to get your books. Now, I think my experience may be different than some other booktubers' experiences because I don't read a lot of YAs, and I'm a huge backlist reader. I don't read a lot of current fiction unless, I'm caught up in a series and the latest book came out, which I'm currently in the middle of reading, Death in the Stacks by Jen McKinley for that reason. It came out, it was at my library, and I went, oh, gotta read that. But other than that, I don't read a lot of current releases. So when it comes to reading backlist books, I find that when I look at my numbers on my YouTube channel, there are two videos that I've done that have the most views. They're both book reviews. My highest viewed video is my review of Beartown by Frederick Bachman, which was surprising because as I was going through, I thought, well, okay, it looks like when I review older books, older literary fiction, those tend to get the most views, and that's probably because not a lot of people are talking about them. So when somebody comes to Booktube and goes, or even just Googles it and says, hey, I want to know about this book, what do people have to say about it? Five videos come up, maybe, right? Or whatever. So I've noticed that I was quite surprised when Beartown was actually my highest viewed video because I know other people have reviewed it and other people have reviewed it better than I did. I just kind of sat there and gushed about how awesome the book was, even though the content was just horrifyingly sad. My next highest rated video was, it took me, as I was going through, this was the one that was the highest rated video so high. I had actually decided that the reason it was the highest rated video was because it was Salman Rushdie's Satanic Verses. I have almost 500 views on that video. When you consider that my book hauls get 50 to 60 views, for me to have 450 views on a video was pretty big. Beartown had over 500 views. So I think that when I do my reviews, and I review books that are classics, because I think Wilkie Collins' The Woman in White actually has a lot of comments and views as well. So classics that aren't commonly talked about, and books, because Salman Rushdie's Satanic Verses was actually very controversial when it came out, and then, Beartown is quite popular right now. So it looks like for me, book reviews are actually rather lucrative, except that people come and they watch them, they don't watch the entire video, and they don't subscribe. So I'm hooking them. but they're getting off the line. So I have to look at how I'm doing my reviews, but I'm finding that I think reviews for me might be a better way for me to spend my time on the channel, because when I start doing book hauls, because I'm hauling backlist books, nobody really wants to see that. And it doesn't seem to get the same kind of attention as a specific book review about maybe an older book, but it's still, you know what you're going to get, you know what you're going to see, and when people open up that review, they're there to see that. Libraries, I use my library all the time, and I'm actually going to be starting probably in March, I'm going to be starting a series of videos about libraries, because I think there are some beautiful libraries around the world. There are some great services offered at libraries, so I just kind of wanted to start doing a little research into that and start picking some libraries, including the brand new Calgary Public Library, which is going to be just stunning. It's gorgeous. It's by the National Music Center, the Bell National Music Center. It's not far from there, and they're just two absolutely stunning buildings. And so once that opens, I'm going to go there, and I'm hoping to get some videos, some pictures of it to show you guys this fantastic new central library in Calgary. So I do want to do more of a focus on libraries, because I think libraries are a fantastic resource. I would say over half of the books I read in a year are from the library, because half the books I read in a year are audiobooks, and those all come from Overdrive and Hoopla, which I access through my library. And then beyond that, I'd say easily another 20% of the books that I read are from the library, because it's just an easy way to get the books and find out if I like an author or a book without purchasing it first. And, you know, it supports my library. I am totally behind supporting my library and everything it does. And then used books, you guys all know that I love the used books. I have thrift stores in town that I go to. I have a reuse center in the neighborhood that I go to and get books for ridiculously cheap. And then our recycle center actually has bookshelves set up for recycling the books, and they're free. You go in there and you take what you want, and I mean, within reason, but you take books and you return books. And yeah, I think it's a great system, and I'm so glad that they've decided to do that. So I think there's a huge market for used books, and I think that the backlist reader is a little neglected when it comes to Booktube, and that's where, you know, you find the benefit of the libraries and everything else. You don't have to wait to get the newest release, because it's not a newest release. You're looking at backlist books. So you're going to probably start seeing more on my channel, about more book reviews on my channel, and I can't promise they're going to be good. I hope they start getting better and more useful for people. And other than that, that's kind of what I want to talk about. I think that as a society, we're pretty shallow, and we like buying stuff. We're very materialistic, and I am too. I'm not going to lie, I am as well. But, you know, I'm not afraid to use the library. I'm not afraid to have used books. And looking at my life, you know, I'm wanting to downsize and declutter. I think they're very good ways to do that. It's not about where we get the books, it's about the books and reading. And yeah, that's my 2 cents. How do you feel about this subject? Do you think that, you know, do you feel like there's too many brand new releases that people are talking about? Do you get tired of seeing the same people talk about the same, or a bunch of channels talking about the same books all the time? Are you tired of Sarah J. Maas too? Cassandra Clare, oh my God, just stop. But at the same time, I'll sit there and I've got a lot of authors that I like and could talk about forever, like V.E. Schwab, who is also another very popular author. But have you read the Magic London series? What is it? Oh, anyway, the 3 London series, The Conjuring of Light, Gathering of Darkness, and whatever's in the middle. Wow. All right. That's, yeah. That's all I have to say on this topic. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.